Hey, I'm Rodney, and I'm trying to summit all 58 Colorado 14ers, starting with Grays and Torreys. Come along as I start my journey, one step at a time. We're about to get started. Got here like 5:45, and there were still empty spaces. And about 5 minutes after I got here, about 4 or 5 other vehicles came. There's also an outhouse, but that thing was a nightmare. It was pretty bad, so just keep that in mind. Whew, it was bad. I'm just gonna pop in here real quick. I'm actually in the middle of editing this video, and after doing several trails and being a person who loves outdoors and having used my fair share of vault toilets and porta potties, I decided to implement a rating system that I will keep going through all of my videos of what the bathroom is like at these trailheads, from half a toilet being a nightmare experience to 5 toilets being a premium experience for a vault toilet. So this is the first one, and it was pretty bad, but I don't want to set the bar, be too rough right out the beginning. So this one I'm gonna give 1.5 toilets. It was not a good experience, but I've experienced worse. Okay, now let's get back to the video. The hike to Grays and Torreys is a class 1 hike, which means there is a clear defined trail. You don't need to use your hands for balance or to climb, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. Right down there are some dispersed campsites. Camping at the trailhead is a great idea if you want to start early enough to see the sunrise from the summit. I've never done it, but I think that would be really beautiful. And it's probably still too far away for the GoPro to pick up, but I can see it way off in the distance. I can see the trail switch backing up to the top. Awesome. The hike is 8.1 miles round trip with 3,600 feet of elevation gain. The hike starts out pretty mild with a gradual incline, but in the distance I could see switchback after switchback to the top of Grays at 14,275 feet, and the saddle with a steep climb to Torreys at 14,272 feet. The sun's coming over the mountains. It feels good now. It's a little cool with the breeze in the shade, so having the sun will be nice. From here on was the end of the gradual incline and the beginning of the steep leg zapping climb to the top. I wanted to do some training to prepare myself for these steep climbs, and I couldn't think of a better challenge than the Manitou Incline. The Manitou Incline is also a popular spot for people looking for a challenge. It is a 2,000 foot, 2,744 step climb in a little under a mile. It has been several years since I've done the incline, so we'll see how it goes. What better way to get ready for a 14er than go almost 1 mile straight up. Way up there is the ultimate goal. It's been several years since I've done the incline, and got like a reservation system now. I guess try to keep the crowds down, but there wasn't anybody like at the gate like checking reservations or anything. think I'm a little bit past 2200 right now. Feeling okay, just stopping for breaks to get water, and almost there. One of the best views in Colorado Springs. Considering it was a Wednesday, there were quite a few people on the trail, but meeting other people trying to do something hard is encouraging. One of those people is Derek. He reached out to me and we ended up climbing Quandary together. You'll see more of him in a later video. The views are incredible, and looking back down to see how far I'd come was the motivation I needed to keep pushing forward. When you get to the sign, you want to head to the left to summit Grays. You'll go down the trail on the right after summiting Torreys. Now right here, I'm not far from the summit, but I'm not gonna lie, I was gassed and the thought of climbing Torreys next sucked. But a weird thing happened when I got to the summit. My legs stopped hurting, I caught my breath and forgot about the pain, and I was amazed by the views. All that stuff I said about the pain going away was true, but it quickly came back once I continued on to Torreys. But I came too far to cut the climb short, so on to Torreys. Summiting Torreys was just as satisfying as Grays. Nothing beats a beer and a view. Click here to see me attempt my first Class 2 scramble to the top of Mount Blue Sky.